So what? So, Tasha, what did you start playing with? You said goodbye classical, and you were playing free.
Well, I said goodbye to
happened with the
classical
R&B?
by enrolling at the U as a classical trombone student. I didn't really do that till after that.
Right here at the University of Minnesota.
Right here.
Hey.
Yeah.
And both of you ended up doing that, right? I mean, enrolling here at the U of M School of Music. Were you both music majors right away from the beginning? That was the whole plan?
Yeah.
And it was a trombone scholarship kind of thing?
A jazz piano and a classical trombone scholarship. And a national merit scholarship. A whole bunch of scholarships.
And Liz?
I went here for bass performance.
You knew that's what it was going to be.
Yeah, I went to the Arts High School, Purpose Art Center for Arts Education, and there I studied with Chris Brown, the principal bass player for the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra, and he taught here. So it made sense, I wanted to keep on studying with him and ended up doing that here because this is where he taught.
Now at the time, were you thinking you were going to emphasize classical or jazz or both?
I was doing both. I was really into new music, and he sort of was very supportive of that, so I was checking out a lot of pieces that kind of incorporated all of those elements in it.
Which are what?
Like some Frank Proto kind of stuff, or I don't know, just
How would you describe it musically?
Oh, well, like a mix between classical, some improvised, some jazz, kind of all in one. Or he was open to that, and I was always playing in bands and always writing my own music, and also playing free improv. I don't want to use the word avant-garde, but it kind of was stuff too, and he was.
Right.
So it was, I don't know, I did that.
And so what groups did you start playing? And then when you were in college, you guys when did you guys meet at the U?
Yeah, we both worked at Ted Mann Concert Hall. Only job I ever got fired from. But
As an usher?
as an usher, yeah.
You got fired as an
How
usher?
did you get fired?
Because I just couldn't wear the outfits, and
She talked
I
to her
talked on
cell
my phone
phone
the
at
whole
work.
time, and
I would too.
yeah, I know.
Ate the food from the concessions. Actually, I don't know if that's true.
Probably was true. I couldn't take it seriously. So anyway, we met there though. I remember we went to Addis Ababa, Ethiopian restaurant, and that's where we started hanging out. And then one time, Tasha, I lived in the dorm for a little bit, and she invited me.
Which dorm?
Middlebrook dorm. I didn't even
It's by
last
the
the whole
School of
semester,
Music.
but she invited me to go eat, and I was really excited. I was like, oh yeah, maybe we'll make a new friend.
I don't even remember this.
Exactly. She invited me down, and then somehow in the middle of the lunch line, she disappears, and I was like, And I went out, and I'm like, am I supposed to find this girl that just asked me to, eat with her, or did she just ditch me? What am I supposed to do? So it was really awkward, and I found you sitting down. And I sat by you. I was like, hey, and you just ate and didn't talk to me the whole time.
Well, that was weird.
It was very weird, but it was
What was
very
I
Tasha.
doing?
I think you had your mind in another place, and that's just how you are sometimes. But I don't know. We became friends.
Obviously, you
played
forgave
music.
her for that snub.
Oh yeah.
That's really messed up.
That didn't even happen.
Yes, it did. It did.
Well, when Tasha met me, she was like, "Who are you?" Basically.
What?
Remember? Well,
Yeah,
you didn't. Well, not in that. Not like that. It was more like, I think she knew me through a previous member of the band.
Huh. So
We were the house band for the Minnesota Spoken Word Association. Then shortly after that, at the Dinky Towner, we did stuff all the time. We also did a lot with this thing called Crossfaded Thursdays, or was it Tuesdays? Thursdays. And we played a band called Lecker Ding and wrote electronic music.
It was
and
this whole cool series at the Dinky Towner, right smack dab in the middle of Dinky Town.
yeah, it was really awesome.
That was electro-acoustic improvised music with films showing behind people
And this
playing.
is a song we did,
I think it was
that
free, too.
kind of improvised, but
It's called Cowboy Song.
now this is the two of you and Adrian,
Adrian
Suarez.
Suarez.
who now plays drums in Vicious and these Modern Socks.
Is this not on again?
I turned the volume down.
I know I turned it back up. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
It's kind of lo-fi.
That's how we like it.
Well, and I remember this is when I met you guys. Really, was
Yeah.
when you guys were playing this, and it was kind of drum and bass, dubby, instrumental stuff. And were you playing with Tim Glenn after?
I don't know if it was
Kinda
before or
Adrian, or
after.
was
In
it
the middle of it,
around that whole
and
thing?
around.
I played with Tim Glenn also. I was in a band called High Respects. That's a live hip hop band.
And he was playing
in
drums.
the band the same time as I was. So that's how I knew him. I think something happens eventually.
Yeah, it does. It's very
Here it
cool.
comes.
Well, so how did the Black Blondie thing then come? I mean, you guys were all kind of, you were active in the scene. I mean, Tasha, you were playing in High Respects for a while, and you guys had this thing going. You were doing Crossfaded and doing the spoken word series. That was on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Minnesota
Samahra-
spoken word.
I was
Ask
not. I
me.
was not in this scene, but I was friends with a lot of like hip hop people in the scene, and some people knew I could sing and asked me to sing on their albums. Like I think I did a couple things on 2 previous Cancer albums, and on the Unknown Prophets, and kind of I wanted to like be in a band and start a band with somebody, and I was friends with Sarah White, who was in Traditional Methods, and I was like, let's start a band, and like, you know, kind of had a concept, but not so much. Like I had written some songs, but we were kind of, there wasn't like much to show anybody, like as far as a musician, like if there was a musician auditioning for the band, they were kind of like, what am I doing? We didn't really have any music written. It was
And
kind
I
of
was
more
in the
of an
middle of trying to
idea.
find a band that sounded like what I wanted. And I kept auditioning for these awful R&B bands. And I would get there and somebody would just be sitting in the corner drinking and somebody would be in the other corner just like talking to his girlfriend on the phone. And I'd be like, is this an audition or are we going to play music?
There was a few songs that we'd written like previously, and we were playing with a guitar player and like another drummer, and had performed at like B Girl B, the festival at Intermedia Arts, and then, you know, got together with Tasha and Liz and a drummer, Kevin Hunt at the time, and started writing some songs, and it kind of like the momentum kind of took off faster than we could even. It was weird. It was like people were paying attention and they wanted us to play shows, and
And we had
we were
3
like,
songs.
and we had like 3 songs, so we kind of scrambled to write some new stuff.